I ask that the meeting be called to order. I ask that Mr. Regan, there's no temporary,
I'll make that motion.
Second.
okay, second made, and
Second.
everything made, order, right? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. But maybe just before we get going here, I know I haven't responded to some of the people that passed on in our community for a while. I know we just had one, yeah, not too long ago. We just maybe remove our hats and respond to the people that has passed on. Thank you. Brooks, you wanna call roll call, please? Mr. Secretary?
I'd be honored to, Mr. Chair.
We'll start right away.
Mayor Chapman.
Here.
Henry St. Schmidt.
Here.
Ruben Santiesteva.
Here.
Mary Peterson.
Here.
Chairman Mawson.
Here.
Mike Allen.
Here.
Alice Sawyer.
Here.
Frank Mitchell. Here. And Brooks Big John. We do have a quorum.
I'd like to get right down to business here and swear in our new council people. I don't know where you want to do that.
Do you accept the agenda?
Chairman, I have one hand up.
Go ahead.
Okay,
My name is Frank Schumann, under other business.
Frank Schuman?
That was the same one I was at.
Constitution and bylaws for me, Tom.
I have one for executive session.
Any more?
Motion to approve with
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Where would you like these your
Anywhere.
young ladies and young men to stand in their positions, maybe?
If they could stand in their positions, that might be nice. I'm here to administer the oath of office.
Why don't we come right around, okay?
Yes, the re-elected and newly elected officers.
Betty, why don't we come right around here?
In the center?
Yeah.
Who's second?
I'll second.
I mean, that last one was Butch.
So we have re-elected officer Mary Peterson as treasurer, newly elected officer Jamie Armstrong as secretary. We have re-elected council members Eric Chapman Sr., Alice Soulier, and Henry Butch St. Germain. We have newly elected council member Betty Jo Levine. I should say newly re-elected council member. I will administer the oath, and after I say the first word of I, then you just recite your names, and we'll continue on with the oath. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Lac du Flambeau Band of Lake Superior Chippewa Indians. That I will support the Constitution of the United States of America. That I take this oath freely and without reservation. And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
That I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
to which I am about to enter.
to which I am about to enter.
Thank you. Congratulations to you all. Good luck for the new terms.
There you go. Good luck, you guys.
Pass these on now?
Next time.
take that picture right away, we'll get you guys out the way and
Okay,
we'll get it going there.
thank you.
Okay.
What we did last time is we had, we had 5 of you sit and then moved around, so we'll bring you over here just a little more this way. I just want to set it on this way. And then we're gonna move the rest of the nameplate, if that's all right?
That's fine.
Okay, so let's move all this stuff. Back here. And then I'm gonna have 2 chairs come this way, and 2 chairs this way, and then I'm gonna have the other members. Yeah, the chair has to be moved away. Okay, let's move these 2 chairs. Are these the people that should be sitting up front?
Yep, they're the ones, they won't get up deep. See there.
Okay. I'm gonna put this lady right here, this lady right there, kind of get in there. Okay, sir, I'm gonna bring, let me see, I'm gonna bring you up here. That's what I was thinking. And one of them will be over there. Yeah, sir, thank you. You're gonna be sitting, okay? I'm gonna scooch in. Yeah, it looks like you're in the same place. Yeah. This looks actually pretty good. I am going to move you down just a little bit over this way, over this way. I don't want to lose you, so you can come over this way. Okay, so come over this way, over this way. You can step just up forward just a little bit. Okay, everybody kind of look, everybody looks good. Take your glasses and go like this. Okay, take your collar and bring it to the back of your neck. Your arms right here, you have to get your shirt sleeves, you look pretty. Kind of your comb in here just a little bit. Your collar needs to be adjusted.
There you go.
Mine are talking. Well, yours is also. Just kind of push it down. There you go. That's pretty good, you look good. If you want, you can do it that way. Or out, okay. Do you want to fix this? And then you might want to close, yeah, you might want to close up your flaps. I think I did that, I fixed that.
Okay, let's hear it one.
Okay, that's pretty good. I think the lady in the black and white might be a little lost.
Flaps?
The lady in the black and the white.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. Okay, the gentleman in the dark green. Could you
Is that just some? Well, it's still. I gotta call into USDA, they haven't called us back.
Send it.
Okay. Keep smiling, you guys. A lot to work on. We got some committee postings. Madam Secretary. What's that?
Yep, there's one on each election board, youth funds committee, and policy review committee.
Make a motion, 30 days.
Second. 30 days.
30 days? Okay. Any discussion on that matter? Not all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Okay. Is it DAP? Come on up, girls. We gotta remember, this is all part of this emergency situation that's going on. We're all supportive of, have a long discussion with Denise and Angie. Putting, call sensitive training on in our community. It fits exactly what has gone on, and hopefully we can stop in our community in their endeavor to I forgot to ask the candidates if they wanted to say something. Maybe we start with Alice while she's not busy, not eating. Alice, you got something to say? Yes, for election purposes?
I'd just like to thank those of you who supported me again this year. And the past 2 years have gone by really quick. And I'm looking forward to continuing to work on some of the things that I've been involved with in the last couple of years. So again, miigwech, and hope to see you at more meetings.
And just a little thought along with what she talked about, her 2 years going by fast. 2 years does go by fast when you sit up here. You know, we're gonna be going into our next election again, you know. Last year went by like you couldn't believe. And I guess that's one of the things that, you know, this council has looked at various times in reference to looking at, instead of just 2 years, maybe, I know some tribes are going 3 years out there, some tribes are going 4 to accomplish the goals and objectives of some of the leadership that wants to, you know, really make an impact. So I guess we put a lot of thought into that as we go down the road. Mary?
Just like to say thank you to the community for their support during this election. I'm very honored and humbled by the support shown. And I hope I do membership justice.
I'd like to thank all of you for supporting me again, and I think we've got a good council here. If we keep working together, we can do a lot of good things to support our people, and I hope we can keep going. Thank you.
I too want to thank everybody for their support of me again, and my priorities are going to be affordable housing, better health care for our membership with these referrals, elder council, and this horrible potpourri drugs that are ruining our families. And I will work tirelessly on that issue.
Our real freshman.
Just want to thank everyone that supported me. I'm looking forward to working with our council, just to serve everybody for fairness and honesty, openness. The department's open anytime you need anything. Thank you.
Great. Good. Good job.
Mr. Chairman, as the longest consecutive running council member, or seated council member, I also would like to say thank you to the people that voted for me. You know, we have a lot of things to work on yet. We have a lot of issues that we have to address. But, you know, as the colleagues have just stated, you know, we want to work together for the betterment of everybody here, all our tribal members. And, you know, we can't let personal vendettas, you know, pull us apart. Once you walk in the door, we got to leave the issues and our personal concerns at the door and do what's right for everybody. So, thank you.
Anybody in the audience want to say something? More than welcome to say something. If not, shut up. But I too want to say, we've got a good group of people working. Got a lot of things to go through. I mean, it ain't gonna stop. And I tell people we're a multi-million-dollar organization. As I said to our newspaper people today, what is factors, don't believe rumors about anybody sitting up here. If you wanna know something about them, like Eric said, you know, leave the rumors outside, get the facts in here. And we got nothing to hide. We got no problem in telling you, well, you know, what it's all about. So give us a call. You guys got our phone numbers, or even if you're gonna ask us here. We're not a group that'll hide from anything out there. So miigwech. Thank you. So, girls.
I'd like to just say thank you to,
Oh, I didn't.
yeah.
I know you got reelected.
No, I didn't. I just wanted to welcome the new members and congratulate the ones who made it back again. It's going to be another great year for us, and glad to work with you once again. And for the new members, excited to work with you. And let's keep doing what we're doing out here and taking care of our greatest asset, and that's our kids and our children.
Any other council? Sorry about that.
Don't get so excited, please.
How long do we got? No, I just, Ruben hit it right there. I mean, it's been good working with the ones that sit here, and I know the ones that we've added here are ready to go, man. Got a lot of things in the oven here, and you know, we're glad our paper's on board to kind of talk about a lot of the things that we have going, because I still see that as a big issue here, is that no communication or lack of communication. So I think the better that we can share with our people out there what we're doing weekly and monthly, I think that, you know, that's what you call transparency, and I think that's what the people want. So let's go, let's get to work.
Yes, sir.
As long as we're on books is what they're about, information out to the people. At one time, we didn't have monthly meetings to let the people know what's going on. I don't see why we can't have that again.
Good times.
That would be something good, I think.
Okay. Anybody else? If not, Goldie had her hand up out there.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to say that the initiative to, for the park down in the middle of town, I think that was, I think it's being used, I think it's wonderful, and I would like to ask the council if they could maybe give some special recognition to George Thompson out at the roads department and his crew for all the hard work that they've done to earn that money and to build that facility for our kids. I think it's wonderful and it's really being used, so.
Thanks, Goldie. We'll definitely work on that hard. George knows that. So it's just a matter of getting him before the council here at one of our meetings.
The other thing is that the community should know is that we're gonna be doing parks in all the various, you wanna call it, for lack of a better word, subdivision. There's gonna be, the next one I think they're gonna start on, is out on Cemetery. And any monies that they had left over in their budgets, we've allowed them to carry forward into next year to develop those parks.
We got 9 of them.
Girls?
The one thing that I saw, Mary, was I thought that we could have probably gone around some of those trees rather than cutting them all down, and then hoping that in the future that they don't cut down as many when they make, you know, additional parks. I know other reservations have been
rather than cut a tree down, they'll make a road on either side, you know, so I think those are things that we really need to look at and remind everybody that this is the fall of the year and it's time for letting go of things, and we have to, as natural people, we have to realize that the leaves falling off the trees are supposed to remind us of letting go. And I know there's been a lot of times where, you know, things have included discrimination against certain members and things like that, and I think those are all things we have to think about in the fall of the year, and hopefully those things will all improve. And I'd like to say congratulations to all the new members and old members too.
All right.
Good.
Chris?
Okay.
Ladies?
We're representing domestic abuse, and what I handed out was a memo requesting some funds, but I'm gonna let Andrew talk about that, but first I just wanna update and invite you at some time to stop over to the shelter. We had just refurnished, we have the whole shelter side, all the furniture and appliances have been there 10 years or more, and most of the things were donated items. So we've got new, through some state monies, unspent monies, we're given the go-ahead to do new furniture. So we have all new beds, new mattresses, new sofas, and so it's we kind of spruced it up, and I think it helped the morale of staff and of the clients that are there. We have been at full capacity for the last 2.5 years, and so the building itself has gotten a lot of wear and tear over this time. In regards to the state of emergency, our department is always in a state of emergency. Every day we're dealing with crises, and somebody either being sexually assaulted or a victim of domestic violence. And the way domestic violence is now defined is that of family members. It's not the same as it used to be where it was partner against partner. It's within that household. So I think that because the state and our programs have recognized that domestic abuse goes beyond partner, we have been utilizing, we've had clients that have come in as victims. One of our biggest pushes, we had gotten some grant money last year to really put the focus on sexual assaults in our community. And just numbers, I know you guys like numbers. The year before, we had 2 victims that we worked with throughout the year. This year, we have now 14 clients. So they're coming out. They're finding the information's getting out in the community. We're supporting them in a way that they weren't supported before. So as a result of that, Andrea is going to kind of tell you a little bit about what has been planned and a little bit about the sexual assault response team, or the sensitive crimes response team, which it is called now. So I'll let you have the floor.
Good afternoon. The Lac-des Flambeau Sensitive Crimes Team is about a year in its infancy right now, so it's a fairly new project that has been funded through the federal government. I applied for that position and was hired for that job. I've been with the domestic abuse program for 17 years and been the only sexual assault advocate for the program for a majority of those years that I've been there. So this program is a really needed program in our community. As far as what is the sensitive crimes team, it is a team of professionals that work directly involvement with victims of domestic abuse and sexual assault, is responding law enforcement, responding advocates, sexual assault nurses, hospitals, including the district attorney's office, and that was part of the position. I was also hired to work through the tribal law enforcement and district attorney's office. So I kind of have a dual role right now, working here, but I also work down there and at the PD. So one of the main objectives of the grant was, of course, education. Public education is really important to me. I work, like Denise says, mainly with sexual assault. And as of this, right now, so far this year, I've had 14 sexual assault cases from the Lac La Femme community. 80% of those cases have been under the age of 18, between 11 and 18 years of age. A large majority of those have to do with drinking, drug use, that type of thing. So my objective was to provide some education and training for our community and for our tribal youth. Right now, statewide, we are kind of like the focus statewide as far as domestic violence programs go and sexual assault programs go. We are the top of the line, and the whole entire state is kind of looking to us for direction on which way they should go in their own communities. We have heard, Flambeau's on the move all the way down into Milwaukee. They're talking about our programs here on the reservation because we're so innovative and we're so successful in the things that we have done within our community. As far as our shelter, we have the largest Native American shelter right now in the United States. We also have the largest batterers program in the state of Wisconsin. We get referrals from all over the state for that. We're constantly working on different ways of developing our program and improving the services for these victims. The main focus, again, education and prevention. And in front of you is an event that I wanted to do for the youth in our community, being that many of my own victims are underage, and a lot of them, like I said, are assaulted while under the influence of drugs or alcohol. It is a preventative educational program. The focus of the whole night would be the story of Marquita, Walking Eagle, who is from the Rosebud Reservation in South Dakota. Recently, there was a documentary that showed on national television about her story, and it was done by the Vanguard Theater. And through my trainings with the state, I learned about the documentary, and I was able to see the documentary. And I thought the documentary was done so well that I thought it would be really good to show to our community, and also contact the mother of the young girl. And she's going to come up and she's going to be a keynote speaker at our casino October 24th. And so I've been working on putting this event together and coming up with different sources to help pay for the event. Like I said, it is at the casino. We are a statewide program, so all the other tribes in the area are kind of looking to us to provide education to them. They're going to be bringing their youth from all the different reservations. So far, we have the tribal police, Vilas County Sheriff's Department, Ashland County Sheriff's Department, Bad River, Forest County, Mole. There's quite a few different departments that are going to be there. District Attorney's Office will be there. All of the sensitive crimes team members are going to be there. And I'm also starting a task force of youth in the community that will provide mentoring and leadership for victims that are under the age of 18. So they're going to be specially trained to work with child victims of sexual assault and dating violence. So that's one of the things that we're working on, is trying to develop that program as well. What I'm asking of the council is to support the program. The one thing that we were left without was the funding for the food, which is the one thing that we couldn't cover under our grant. It was not allowed under our grant expenses. But we did pay for the speaker, the airfare, and that, everything else that went with that, and the consultant fees, and the casino So there was a lot of things that we did cover, but that was what was left, was the meals.
Do you have an estimate of how much total this?
It's on the
2436.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I'll go ahead and introduce the resolution to pay for that $2,436.50 out of resolution spending.
Okay, there's a motion to support, adopt, and second.
Resolution.
Under discussion?
Under discussion, I just wanted to let folks know that that is one of the things that you cannot cover, is the food or purchasing of food with any of these grants anymore. There's been some changes that have come down the pipe in the last few years that forbid that kind of payments for those kind of things. Yep.
Any more discussion?
Question?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
How many you get coming from here?
We're hoping to have 150 total from our community, Lakeland High School's on board, and they're going to be allowing, like, the students that attend can come in kind of a little bit late the next day because they felt it was really important. So it's being
What about our
advertised.
grade schools?
The grade schools are also invited,
Are they gonna attend?
hopefully.
Okay.
Is there a cultural aspect to this training?
We have, we're gonna be starting it with prayer. Greg Johnson is going to be there in Boise. We do have that part of that covered. We're also talking about historical trauma, so that's one of the things that's gonna be kind of brought into, talking about how historical trauma plays into, abuse on reservations, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, that type of thing. So yeah, there is gonna be that part, that aspect of it.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you, good job.
Thank you. Hope you all come.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Other business. Eric,
Yeah, Frank.
come on up.
Hello, Frank Schumann. Most of you probably don't know, but I am leaving next week, Wednesday, to go to Vegas to compete in the World Amateur Championships for Kings Age. And I've been fundraising since I found out, which was about 2.5 months ago, to meet it there.
Could you say that over again? Your class,
Oh, I'm
guys,
sorry.
I couldn't understand.
I'm leaving in next week, Wednesday, to go to Las Vegas for the World Amateur World Amateur Championships for King of the Cage to compete in.
Oh,
And it's a worldwide event, and they only selected 40 fighters. And I was one of the 40 fighters that got selected to compete in this event. And it's probably one of the biggest fights of my own career. And I've been fundraising as much as I can, besides training and work 40 hours a week. And I was able to fundraise $750, which paid for plane tickets and food and gas in Chicago because we're flying out of. And I was wondering if the council would be willing to donate or sponsor me another $1,000 in return if you sponsor me. I'll have you guys put on my banner and on West Coast Roads, LDF Tribal Council, to show that you support within the community at all my fights, upcoming fights through 2014 year.
Who does?
Second.
You know, Tom, it's good that we have this young gentleman here with that fundraising for the soul and everything like that. Dallas will shut it off and then it doesn't.
You were just gonna
support.
I think under discussion, it'd be just, instead of, the council, it isn't the council's money, it's the people's money.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just identify, select a tribal
Yeah, I could do as.
that backs you up.
Yeah, I mean, I carry the community strong with me everywhere I go.
Flag.
I mean, yeah, I can take a flight with me and walk over the flag. That's the
We can do that.
stage, and give me a
They
flag.
make sure that happens.
And I leave next week, I leave Wednesday morning, so.
Get a hold of Christine when you leave here, just go talk to her. Okay. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Carried. Better done.
Stay healthy, young man.
Yeah, there's a
Keep
lot out
business.
there, Frank.
Check, be safe.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck out there, Frankie.
Yeah, good luck.
Just check with Jamie, what, tomorrow or
Yeah.
Tuesday or?
Okay.
Represent Lambeau well.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I found out who I'm fighting. I'm fighting a guy named Julio Gonzalez, I believe. He's 28. He's 6 wins, only a couple losses. He's had 3 title fights. He's big guy from Minnesota, so he used to play at 185, he's playing on 170, so the big boy at 180.
We'll knock them out.
What the Julio told me.
That's fine.
Oh, Frank
We
gets
got a hand back there.
Oh, Frank, I have a question. Is it airing on TV? And if
Yes,
so,
it's gonna
what
be
channel?
live on TV. It's gonna be Dish Channel 29 or Dish Channel 248, Direct Channel 119 or 219. I'll post. I'm pretty sure those are the channels. I'll find out for sure and let the council know.
Yeah, or let Brendan
And
know.
on Facebook.
I'll let you know.
Is it on the
Yeah, I have it on
26th?
Facebook. So
Will it be on the 26th then?
Make sure you like us on,
no, it's June or October 19th.
Wait,
make sure you like us, connect on Facebook with the Lac Flammable Tribe, okay?
Yeah, there's nothing, I need the community support, is because competing is by votes. So you watch it, you have to vote, and that's how I get to, there's prizes I'll be fighting for. I'm actually competing for a 25, 50, and $100,000 contract, pro contract. So this is gonna set me up for the rest of my life in the pro career, which is what I've been doing since I was 5 years old, is competing in MMA. So it's gonna help me, my career, is I just need a little help getting there, I need community help.
talk to our news people over there, okay? I'll get it done. All right. Butch, you got something?
Yeah, Tom, I'd like to talk a little bit here about when we're going to start following our Constitution and bylaws and all things. You know, like we were sworn in today, our Constitution states at the first regular meeting after the general election.
Where's the Constitution?
Doesn't
'Cause
say that.
I read the Constitution too, and I didn't see that.
I got called about that from Rose too. It says that.
Where's our attorney?
Yes,
You
this
wanna-
item. Do you want me to
I don't want you to set my chump straight over there, but we dove into that also.
Yes, I did look into this matter and reviewed the Constitution to see if there was any express language mandating that the tribal council be sworn in at a regularly scheduled tribal council meeting. There's no language within the Constitution in any of the articles mandating that the tribal council be sworn in at a regular tribal council meeting. In fact, there's no language within the Constitution about the swearing in the Constitution, the past bylaws of the election board or the current bylaws of the election board, nor is there any language within the election code. I have brought this issue to Rosette because Rosette has been working with the election board in terms of presenting an amended election code, and this item will be addressed within the election code for future purposes in terms of when the swearing in will be conducted and the means and methodology. So,
I could have swore at one time I read that in there. There was that told me it was in there too.
Under Article 2, it says oath. All officers, when elected, shall be duly installed and subscribe to the oath of office to support the Constitution of the United States and this Constitution. Such officers may be sworn in by any officer qualified to administer an oath. Then you go to Article 3 in Section 1. Regular meetings of the tribal council shall be held on the first Friday of January, April, July, and October, and at such other meetings as the council shall designate. Special meetings shall be held at the discretion of the president or upon request of 3 members of the tribal council. 5 days written notice shall be given to all council members. Now, there's nothing in there that says that, and then I read the election code, and under 11.105, number 2, it just says the duties of the election board, and it says to certify the results of the election or the referendum to the tribal council. And it's my understanding that the results of the election were ratified by the election board. So I don't know what would be the role of the swearing people into office.
but this is something, Councilor St. Germain, that we can bring forward to the election board. I believe our next meeting is going to be in a couple weeks with the election board, and at that time, we'll present this to the election board and see to it that any concerns you may have with regard to the swearing in are placed within there, and they probably should be placed within there as into the policy and procedure. And if it won't be placed in the actual code, we're also looking at developing some type of policies and procedures and that it can be placed in there. So
Well,
hear
it was
you.
just the wishes of some of the council people to get these guys to work right away.
Well, it just, you know, it just makes you wonder about lame duck
Exactly.
council
You know.
members and the ability to get business done and conflicting interests after, you know, an election. And so,
And at the same time, in line with the lame duck, I mean, we're all dealing with the ramifications of the federal shutdown. And to have 2 to 3 weeks would be the equivalent of some type of governmental shutdown on a tribal level. And we can all see what's going on with the feds, and that's not working, so. But as it stands now, there's no constitutional requirement, or any code, or bylaw, or rule or regulation.
Okay.
I got one more thing too.
Yes, sir.
Rose was telling me she's having a hard time getting up and down her steps with her back. She's got arthritis, I guess pretty bad in her back and hips or thing. So let's make a motion that we have Bill go out
Bill,
and
go take a look at it.
check and see how big the ramp.
Second that motion.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Carried. Okay. Executive session. All right. I need a motion to go in.
Move.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Opposed? Abstention? Carried.
Approved.